Giraffe painting, part 1. On the left you can see the colours that I've picked for the background, and now I'm just going to do a sort of random background. So I'm starting off with a bit of black. I do like the corners and sides to be a bit darker and get lighter as we go towards the middle, which I think you'll see when we start putting the colours on. I just roughly just needle felt it on, very random and very rough, but I do like a bit of black in there. But I do put quite a lot of colours over the top, so it's better with the background like this to start with the dark colours. Just swapping over to my clover tool here to make it just a little bit quicker. And I've got some, I believe, yeah, this is a sort of a moss green colour. I've got 4 colours altogether. I've got black, grey and 2 different greens. One's a fairly dark moss green, and the other one is a little bit lighter. And I do later add in just a little tiny bit of purple. And here goes the grey. I needle felt fairly carefully around my sketch because I don't want to lose the shape. It's quite important. So I do like to go reasonably carefully and make sure I'm not covering up any important part of the animal. I mean, there isn't, apart from like in the dark on the edges, there isn't really any sort of pattern or rhyme or reason to how I do the background. I just do it literally random. I just collect bits of the colours and just stick them on. I'm fairly careful about choosing the colours that I want to use, but once I've got them I just randomly put them on and just let it go. Let it do its own thing, really. By putting the black down as the first layer, it just shows through here and there, and it makes it really good. It's almost a blue-grey, that colour, but it does do the job that I wanted it to. Basically we just continue putting in the black, the grey and the different colours of green, the 2 different greens. I mean, it's your choice really what colour to do your background. I like to think about the animal that I'm felting. I like to think about the colours in the animal that I'm felting, as I want it to stand out from the background, but I want it to look fairly realistic. So you know, in the case of the giraffe here, I wanted it to look a bit I don't know, like misty trees in the background, but just a bit sort of misty, foggy maybe. and I think I achieved that. It doesn't take all that long to do the background here, and it is fun. You can get the colours and that laid down, and then you can go over and needle felt it flatter later on if you wish to. Here we are again, being very careful around my sketch. As I said, I don't want to change the shape of anything by covering it up, so just being very, very careful. As for the rest of it, once we're away from the actual sketch, then just whatever. There we go. Added quite a bit of the lighter green in there now. I thought I'd skip forward a few bits because you don't really want to sit and watch me do this all the time. So I skip forward a bit there. You can see how it's worked, what I put on. And where, there you go, another little skip, and bear in mind, cut the felt sort of like a centimetre at least bigger than the finished picture all the way round, so you don't have to worry too much about the edges, although I do like to cover them completely, because then I know when I trim it to fit it into the frame, it's we're not going to have bits of felt un-needle felted at the corners or the edges. So, picked up a bit of blue with that one. There we go. And now I'm just adding in some little bits here and there to sort of aid to get a bit more colour into it, but also to sort of blend the edges a little bit of the bits that I've got in there already, so they don't look quite so blobby. We don't want it to look like, you know, dots and Mr. Blobby. We want it to sort of spread out and blend into each other, the colours. I can't tell you how I decide what colours go where. It just sort of happens. But I do like something like the grey here, because that gives it that sort of misty look, and tones down some of the other colours. Now I believe this is putting in just those little bits of sort of a purpley plum colour. It just lifts it a little. There we are, we're nearly finished. Really quite pleased with that. I like the colours. I like the blending and the way it sort of joins in together. And now I'm just needle felting it down to try and get it as smooth as possible. And I'll add a little bit of colour here and there if I don't think it's quite right in that place, and sometimes I sort of spread it out a little bit like that piece, but yeah, I'm happy with this one. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. If you could like, comment and subscribe, it would be awesome. It would really help me out and help me to do more videos, or support me on Patreon. There's a link to my Patreon account down below. Either way, it will help me to keep doing these. Thank you. Take care.